They say love is built on trust. But what happens when that trust is shattered in the blink of an eye? What Kim Go Eun saw that night changed everything. Before we dive into the shocking events that unfolded, don't forget to subscribe for more exclusive celebrity stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It was supposed to be an ordinary night for Kim Go Eun. She had wrapped up filming earlier than expected and decided to surprise Lee Min-ho, the man she thought was her soulmate. For weeks, they had been dodging the media, shielding their love from the public eye, and building what seemed like a fairy tale romance behind closed doors. No one knew they were together again, not even their closest friends. And maybe that was their first mistake. Kim Go Eun had always trusted Lee Min-ho implicitly. After all, they had worked together, laughed together, and even whispered dreams of a future family. But something didn't sit right with her lately. His texts had grown shorter. His calls were always rushed. He suddenly had late meetings that went on past midnight. Her instincts, finely tuned from years in the spotlight, began to whisper the truth she didn't want to hear. That night, with a hopeful heart and a small bouquet of flowers clutched in her hand, Kim Go Eun arrived at Lee Min-ho's private villa in Gangnam. She had used the spare key he gave her months ago, a key that had once symbolized intimacy and trust. The moment she stepped into the silent house, she felt it. Something was off. The lights were dimmed, but she heard laughter coming from the living room. A woman's voice. Soft, flirtatious, unmistakably familiar. As she rounded the corner, time slowed. There was Lee Min-ho, sitting far too close to a woman Kim Go Eun immediately recognized. An up-and-coming actress who had recently co-starred with him in a commercial shoot. Their hands were touching. His smile was different, not the one Kim Go Eun had memorized over candlelit dinners. It was careless, playful, intimate in a way that made her stomach twist. Her breath caught, her heart breaking in real time. But instead of storming in with tears or raised voices, she stood frozen, taking it all in. The betrayal, the lies, the harsh confirmation of her worst fears. Then slowly she stepped back, slipped out of the house, and drove off into the night unnoticed. No one knew where she went after that. Her phone went dark. She missed 2 drama rehearsals. The industry buzzed with speculation. Some said she was sick. Others whispered about a secret vacation. But the truth was far more explosive. Just when the rumors started to die down, Kim Go Eun made a public appearance that no one could have anticipated. Dressed in an elegant black gown, chin high, eyes fierce, she arrived solo at a luxury brand event. One that she was previously expected to attend with Lee Min-ho. Cameras flashed. Reporters swarmed. But her composure was flawless. When asked where Lee Min-ho was, she smiled and said, "I've realized I shine just fine on my own." The internet exploded. Within minutes, social media was flooded with hashtags. #IndependentGoeun began trending in multiple countries. Fans praised her elegance and strength. Even celebrities began to weigh in, applauding her for taking control of the narrative. But that was only the beginning. Behind the scenes, Kim Go Eun was already making moves that would stun both fans and industry insiders. Instead of retreating from the spotlight in Heartbreak, she doubled down on her career. She signed 2 major deals in less than a week. One with an international luxury brand, and another with a global streaming platform for an upcoming drama where she would play a powerful woman rising from betrayal. But the biggest twist came during a sit-down interview that aired live across Korea. With millions watching, the host gently broached the topic of her change in energy and the absence of Lee Min-ho. Kim Go Eun took a deep breath, smiled calmly, and said, "Sometimes life shows you someone's true colors when you least expect it. And when it does, you have 2 choices, break down or break free. I chose to free myself." The room went silent. Then applause erupted. Viewers watching at home sat in stunned silence. It wasn't just what she said. It was how she said it. Poised, unapologetic, radiant. For many, she had become a symbol of grace in the face of betrayal. As the days went on, Lee Min-ho's team stayed unusually quiet. But silence couldn't shield him forever. Photos from that night, the night Kim Go Eun walked in on him, surfaced online, leaked by a security guard who had been fired from the property shortly after. The blurry images clearly showed Lee Min-ho and the mystery woman sitting close, holding hands, laughing. There was no more room for denial. Fans who once worshipped him began turning their backs. His fan forums were flooded with disappointment and heartbreak. Some still defended him, hoping for an explanation. But the truth was already out, and Kim Go Eun had already written her next chapter. Instead of responding with anger or revenge, she leaned into self-love and empowerment. She launched a campaign supporting young women in the film industry, using her own story as inspiration. The campaign slogan, "Your story isn't over, it's just beginning." Donations poured in. Her agency received offers for her to speak at international conferences on resilience and female leadership. She wasn't just surviving, she was thriving. Meanwhile, Lee Min-ho found himself facing more than just public scrutiny. Brands began to pull away. One major endorsement paused their campaign featuring him, citing unexpected brand misalignment. The woman he was caught with? She issued a vague statement about friendship being misinterpreted. But netizens weren't buying it. Her social media comments were flooded with criticism, and she eventually went offline. As for Lee Min-ho, he remained mostly silent. A short message was released through his agency, saying he was taking time to reflect. But by then it felt too late. The damage had been done, and Kim Go Eun had already won in the eyes of millions. The most poetic part? When her new drama launched weeks later, its plot echoed her real life. She played a character who, after discovering a painful betrayal, reclaims her life and rises to become one of the most powerful women in the country. Audiences couldn't get enough. Ratings skyrocketed. Fans around the world sent her messages of support, love, and admiration. Behind closed doors, those closest to Kim Go Eun said she had never been more at peace. She's not angry. One friend revealed in an interview. She's relieved. She feels free. She's focused on her own happiness now. And perhaps that's the most shocking part of all. Not that she caught Lee Min-ho cheating, not even the betrayal itself, but how she chose to rise above it with quiet strength and unstoppable grace. In an industry that often expects women to stay silent, Kim Go Eun made noise without saying too much. She showed that heartbreak doesn't define you. Your response does. People who once admired her for her roles now adored her for her resilience. She wasn't just a talented actress anymore. She had become a role model. As for Lee Min-ho, whether he truly regrets his actions or not remains a mystery. He's kept a low profile, with rumors swirling about an upcoming statement. But the public has already shifted their attention. The spotlight has moved, and it's now shining brightly on a woman who chose herself. Kim Go Eun's story isn't just about a broken relationship. It's about rediscovery, self-worth, and rising from the ashes stronger than ever. If anything, what she did next didn't just shock everyone. It inspired them. So, the next time someone tries to break you, remember Kim Go Eun. Remember the night she caught Lee Min-ho with another woman. And more importantly, remember what she did next. She didn't cry. She didn't fight. She didn't fall apart. She walked away.